Hey, your average gringo here. Hi, everybody. I'm here living my life in 8K, trying to put up about 8,000 steps each day, 4 to 5 times a week for physical health and my mental health. Okay, why? Clarity, as well as my physical health is why I do it, especially when you've had the check engine light come on a couple of times. So that's another reason why I do it. Chasing peace of mind, 8K clarity is what it's all about. However, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you are being active or fit and you cannot put up 8,000 a day, that is okay as well, as it's not so much about the actual 8K count, but more so for the the clarity. That's what we're doing this year. We are doing it for clarity. All right, today I will be talking about mental fatigue. Again, a lot of the reasons why I'm here living in the Dominican Republic. If you're new here, I'm a city boy. I'm raised in Toronto. I live in New York City, so I'm very much a city boy, but I find it's hard for myself to get clarity in that type of environment. So here I am in the Dominican Republic, and I'm just trying to stay fit and active. It's not as easy as it seems, so please, I'm looking a little bit of support, a little bit of motivation, as I will try to motivate you, and please try to motivate me or anybody else that is watching, as we are trying to get more fitness in, especially if you are over the ages of 50 like myself. All right, so talking about mental clarity, is anybody feeling a little bit of mental fatigue lately? All right, so every time you turn on the internet, it's a conflict. Every time you turn on the television, there's some probable pandemic. Dollars going up, stocks going up, dollars going down, stocks going down. It's actually a lot of noise. And then we get caught up in all of, the anxiety of it all, and not just living our best life. So if any one of you guys feel like, you know what, I'm dealing with some brain drain, type that in the comments. I don't know if you can see this in the background, but there's a rainbow. It's been raining pretty much all day today. So that's why I didn't get out earlier. I was trying to get you a sunrise set. Let's see if you can catch that rainbow. That would be pretty cool. But it's just raining too hard. All right, so back to one of the main reasons I'm here is the brain drain, right? So how many of you are dealing with what you perceive to be brain drain, and what are you doing to get out of it? All right, give you a good shot for some 8K clarity. As I don't know if you're able to catch that rainbow in the background there. It's a partial rainbow. It's currently raining, but it's okay. I'd rather be out in nature being rained on than stuck at a cubicle staring at a screen. So what does brain drain look for most of you guys? Is it actually sitting at a cubicle looking at a screen all day? Is it constantly on the chase for more and more? Is it the bombardment of conflict and financial uncertainty? Or is it just a multitude of things all at once? As you can see, the rain is coming down pretty hard, but I'm still going to try to get my 8K in, as there's a bit of a canopy here, so hopefully I don't get rained on too bad. Yeah, as I was saying, what does brain drain look like to you, and what do you do to alleviate it? And do you think it's a temporary state, or is it something that you just have to manage and maneuver, as so many things are always coming at you? All right, so I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I think doom scrolling, that is something that obviously could get your anxiety up. Hola. And maybe take time away from the cell phone. Only try to look at content that is actually productive and not so much entertaining. I've tried to do that, but again, it's easier said than done. And then we're talking about all of the conflict in the world. I just said the war, as you could probably tell where I'm going with this. Yeah, you cannot turn away from it. I'm not political, and this is not a political channel. We are here to, celebrate each other and try to achieve good things over here, keeping up mental health, physical health, and looking for perspective. But this is a topic that is hard to get away from, especially when you go to the gas station. How many of you are you feeling not just mental fatigue, but financial fatigue based on all of the world's crises, whether it's a new tariff or gas prices or a war in a place that you didn't even know existed, causing your gas price to go up, and then they bombard you with this on the internet while you're currently feeling it in actual real life. How many of you guys exercise daily or almost daily? And what type of exercises do you do? How many of you guys are over the age of 50 or approaching, and you try to keep up physical fitness? What is it that you do? And how are the benefits working out for you? Myself, again, I'm, like I said, I want to harp, but I'm over the halfway mark, as they would say. I try to do calisthenics when permitted, and I try to walk for the most part. I want to get some more stretching in. I have been doing a lot of stretching, and that's not even voluntarily. I have to go to physio here and there. Again, I'm out here walking, as I have, suffered a minor injury, or major, some people might think. But so I just keep myself active. I don't let that, determine my activity if I am physically viable to walk around. So some of the days I'll probably put 4K, and maybe I'll do another 4K. Some days I'll try to do 8K if it's plausible or possible. So again, if you are watching and you are new to the channel and you are trying to stay active, stay fit, and you're looking for a community or somebody to help inspire you or to help inspire me, I would definitely like the company. The de-stress. How does one de-stress in a time where we're stuck to our phones and we're constantly bombarded and reminded about all of the pressures that are going on in the world? Why don't you try to get out and walk? I know a lot of you might not have these nature paths and trails, but if you live in a big city like Toronto, they have the underground paths and walkways. Here in Minnesota, as you can see, there's a lot of trash is washed up on the beach, as we've been experiencing a lot of rain and storm activities here in the Dominican Republic. Let me get you another shot for 2K clarity. As I told you before, I try to unplug, go analog, as they would say, and silence the noise, and I try to turn off the alerts. That's not just on my phone, that's in life. All right, so in order to have some real transformative action, you need to do and plan for transformative things. All right, so mental fatigue is something that we could kind of taper if we use the right effort and have the right plan to do so. And we have to acknowledge that, you know what, I am mentally fatigued, because a lot of people were just going through the process day for day, and we are not even acknowledging that, we are suffering mental fatigue. So how do we unplug? They got a lot of apps. If you go into your app store, they got a bunch of apps that will, make you not see certain apps certain times of the day, which I think is pretty cool. I tend to use more restraint or not. Sometimes, again, I find myself scrolling, but I try to keep my my content positive, or something that stimulates me, or stimulating content. A large portion of my week is blocking channels. They send me some bull crap, I block it. Right? So that's so that way I don't get to see them send me any more bull crap, and YouTube or whoever will realize that's not the content that I want to see. Another way to probably unplug a little bit is to actually unplug, right? Find a space or a location where you meditate, you do yoga, exercise, write notes, play the piano. Give yourself a space and time to actually unplug. So if you find that you have a place to unplug and a time to unplug, you probably will do that more than not. Again, I am here on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. I live beachside, and I have a lot of places to unplug, but just because you are not beachside doesn't say that you can't find sanctuary in other places, right? I've lived in the city as well, and many of them have tremendous walking paths. You can find a space in your home, or make a deal with your wife and children that this room right here, from the hours of whatever to whatever, is a time for you to, unplug and do you. So make the time, make the space, and you might be successful with the unplugging. Also, add to. So, as I said before, I tend to minus or subtract or delete, especially ads and content that I do not find productive. And then with that time, find a schedule or routine that you feel is productive, right? So subtraction and then the addition. So that's a great way to unplug. How many kilometers have you gotten today? Whether you're running, cycling, even though I'm walking on the beach, right, and I'm walking through trails, many of you have other activities, whether it's basketball, whether it's table tennis with your kids. What is it that you do to stay active, and how many steps have you amassed today? I would love to know. Put it in the comments. Again, 8K is for 8K clarity. I tend to walk 8 kilometers. That is the distance. However, it is not the destination. The destination is always to seek clarity. All right, so we've discussed on, eliminating certain activities, adding certain activities, and adjusting to life the way it is. Because, let's face it, a lot of things are out of our control. How many of you are into faith or struggling with your faith? That would be me, the latter, struggling daily with my faith. However, knowing that I have a God or somebody that I could confide in, or and understand that I have somebody watching and giving guidance to me, it alleviates a lot of anxiety. So if you are struggling with faith, or you are seeking to find faith, do so, right? All right, that is something to help to alleviate some of the anxiety we deal with daily, some of the bombardment of all of this negative energy. Here, let me give you a good shot. So, another way to try to deal with some of these mental health is kind of lean into your faith if you have faith in a God or are religious, right? All right, so and stats show people who are religious or not religious but have faith tend to be better off for the most part. And again, that's just common sense. All right, so if you could, seek counsel and have belief, a lot of those stresses tend to dissipate. All right, so we've talked about faith. So, hold on, there's a spider web here, so let me maneuver through that. All right, yeah, so as you can see, here I am on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. We have very good trails, so if you're into nature walks and things of that nature, please tune in as I will be walking daily. All right, a lot of people have the position that mental health is a myth. Suck it up, buttercup. The Romans never had mental health issues. The Ming dynasties never had mental health issues. But all of a sudden, a lot of these softies are crying mental health. And again, as long as man has been living, they've been seeking clarity. They've been seeking refuge from their everyday stresses. So I think to say that mental health is a myth itself. Is there something in to say that we need to be resilient? We need to just understand that life is hard and have more acceptance. I would say there's something to that as well. But if you are suffering with mental health, as many of us do, I'm pretty sure I suffer with it, but I try to find ways to, seek 8K clarity. I try to find counsel. Again, I have faith, so I speak to God, and God speaks to me, most importantly. So, and again, this is not a channel about religion, but every once in a while we'll be talking about mental health topics, and one of the ways to kind of, clear that up or deal with it is maybe to have more faith in your faith. All right, the rain has eased up, so that's pretty cool. A rainy day here in the Dominican Republic, sometimes it's very soothing. The air is very clear. However, too much rain is just too much. We've been having a lot of floods, so all of the people in Montiano, Puerto Plata, I want to send prayers out to you guys. They are definitely struggling. And anybody in the chat seeing this, put your prayers out to the people of Montiano. It's not even 2 days ago when they were inundated by floods and heavy rains. One of the actual rivers and bridges had actually broke, causing a lot of flooding and a lot of damage. So, all right, if you are watching, please send prayers out to Montiano, as it's not all paradise here, you know. There's always going to be some trials and tribulations, even when you live beachside. So prayers out to them. Rainy days. How many of you guys enjoy a good rainy day? How many of you guys detest rainy days? For example, if you live in Seattle or Vancouver, I'm pretty sure rainy days are probably the last thing you look forward to. However, here in the Dominican Republic, especially near the coast, the air just seems so much cleaner after a good rain. And I just love the smell of that. I wish I had some smell-o-vision for you guys, where you could smell the cleanness of the air. So pretty cool. As you can see, there's a lot of debris on the beach, as we've been having heavy waves and a lot of storm activity. So, and this is not like a public beach where I'm living at, so there's not a lot of cleanup crews over here, but they do try to maintain and clean the beaches here in Dominican Republic. Another question: how many of you guys love the beach? If you're probably tuned into my channel, I'm guessing most of you. What is a beach in your city that you love to go to? What is a beach that always brings back fond memories to you? And if you are maybe not a beach goer, but you guys go to the lake, like a lot of my fellow Canadians, what lake, what city, what state, what province? Again, I've been talking about mental health. Woo, you can see the sun above. It is about almost 10 o'clock here in the Dominican Republic. The sun is high. Again, I promise that I will get you some sunrises as well as sunsets for all my sunset lovers and my sunrise lovers. Here in the Dominican Republic, we get about 300 clear ones pretty much every year. So that definitely helps with my mental health. All right, so back to activities. What kind of activities, what type of groups are you guys in? Because that always helps as well. You do the house league basketball for men's league? Are you in a chess club? Actually, let me give you a good shot of the beach right here. And shut up for a minute. There we go. All right, what kind of activities, what kind of clubs, what kind of memberships are you guys in? Are you guys in over 40s basketball league? Are you guys playing in the chess club? Speaking of chess, I've been practicing some of my chess moves. I hopefully could find some old men in the park that are willing to beat me up for a couple of beers. So yes, finding an activity that could take your mind off of it all. And mastery. That is something that a lot of people take for granted. Practicing something, learning something, perfecting something, getting better by day. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm dealing with some fatigue, put your focus onto mastering something, getting better at something, improving yourself day by day. How many steps do I got in? Let's see. I'm going to give you my step count. All right, where are we? According to the steps, it's a little bit, speaking of steps, it's kind of muddy here. I need to watch my step. So we are close to 3K so far. And again, I do 8K for clarity, at least 4 to 5 days a week. What do you do to find clarity? Is it meditation, yoga, Pilates, a good coffee at your favorite Starbucks? What is it that you do to seek and find meditation? Again, 8K a day tends to keep the doctor away, but if you are not doing 8K, if you are exceeding 8K, please put your activity and your step count in the comments, as I could definitely use the inspiration, and I definitely would like others to inspire others. Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very good day. As I said before, we were dealing with a lot of storms, and a lot of places here had a lot of flooding. So again, Santo Domingo, prayers to all affected areas, as well as here on the north coast, Mantiano. They are definitely, dealing with the effects of all of the heavy rain. All right. Oh, as I said, rain. It rained on cue. Are you seeing the rain? So again, we are covered by a canopy. Well, I am covered by a canopy, so it's not so bad. Liquid sunshine, as they say. So it is, I believe it is April 13th or 14th. Let me check my date. Let's check the date. It is the 14th of April today. How is it looking like where you are? My mom said, regular Toronto weather. She lives in Toronto, and she said they had a little bit of snow last week, 20 degrees, and then close to freezing. Typical Toronto weather. This is definitely not Toronto weather, and this is how I achieve 8K clarity. How do you achieve 8K clarity? As I asked, what activities you partake in? I don't know if you can see the rain, but beautiful. What activities do you partake in? How do you achieve 8K? And is that your focus? And if it is your focus, what are some of the strategies and tips that you are using and implementing to make sure that you get to that 8K clarity? This is your average Gringo. I'm going to sign off right here. Definitely give you a beat shot. I might come back and show you my 8K count, but I don't want to talk you to death. But for all of the people who do love a good shot of the beach, maybe I'm helping you with your 8K clarity. Let me give you a good shot. This is your average Gringo. And you can also find me on TikTok at ESL with Teacher Cell. Woo! As you can see, the water coming in here. And 8K clarity. So, average Gringo on YouTube. Tune in, support. I could use the inspiration. And it's all about 8K clarity. Let's live our life in HD. Average Gringo. All right, we are currently at, let me check my step count, 10,000 for the day. Hopefully we could catch a beautiful Dominican sunset. Let you guys see what we got going on over here. All right, let's walk a little further and let's see if we can catch a good sunset. Again, Average Joe. Check my channel, support, subscribe. I'll be out here trying to get those K's in. And again, it's for 8K clarity. Average Gringo. I'm just an average gringo. Nothing special about me. But I would like to start a community of active, like-minded people. And let's see if we can try to put up 8K 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 times a week if permitting. And again, there'll be days that I might not be able to. Here we go. Got to get you a good one. But I will definitely try to do my best. And for all the other people watching, please comment. Let me know what your activity level looks like today. Because that is what we're trying to do ultimately, is to stay active and support each other in our quest for having a good life and living in 8K clarity. That is what it's about. All right, let me give you a good sunset. All right, again, this is your Average Gringo. Check my channel. Please subscribe if you are into nature, beautiful views, and good discussion conversations. Let's hook up, let's meet. All right, the Average Gringo. Check me out. And again, let me check my step count. So we are at 10,214. So Average Gringo, check me out. Signing out. Subscribe, like, comment. Please comment.